It has been too long since I did this. In today's video, I'm gonna go over another interview question and teach you exactly how to answer it. And that interview question is, how do you deal with pressure or stressful situations? Let's go. Now, as always, I wanna start with the why. Why would they ask this? Whenever you have an interview question, it makes sense to evaluate the why, because there's usually strategy behind the reason they're asking this question. So first things first, if you're applying for a role and you interview and they ask you this question, it's probably because in this role, you are going to need to deal with pressure and or stressful situations. So the way you answer this question is going to give them an idea of if you are in good alignment for the role. They also want to know, do you have a strategy in place to deal with stressful situations? And are you deterred by these situations? So it's really important to answer this question well, or they might reach the conclusion that you just aren't a good fit for the role. Now, I want to go through the strategy of the things that you need to accomplish while answering this interview question to make sure that you answer it very, very well. First things first, you need to demonstrate that this happens to you frequently and you are unbothered by it, right? So when you're answering this question, you're telling them that in your current job and in previous jobs, this has been the situation and you are used to it. This won't be new for you. You are used to it. That's step one. Now, step two is sharing that you have a strategy or a game plan on dealing with these situations so that you can navigate them successfully. So that might be that it's your scheduling. When it comes down to having multiple priorities or stressful situations, you have a scheduling system that allows you to thrive in the environment. You know, you see that there's pressure, thing that needs to be accomplished, things that need to be accomplished, but you're able to lean on your ability to schedule, prioritize, and get things done. Another strategy might be that you proactively communicate with your internal stakeholders to give them an idea of where things are from a timeline perspective, and you ask them about priorities so you can prioritize what needs to be done first and what might be a secondary priority. Either way, it is absolutely key that you let them know that you have a system to effectively deal with stressful situations and a lot of pressure in the work environment. Now, the third thing you want to accomplish when you're answering this interview question is you let them know, well, this is where you shine. You're one of those people that when the lights are on, when there is pressure, you step up to the plate and you're able to do this. So when you're answering this question, it's as simple as saying, and this is kind of where I think I excel. I'm used to dealing with high pressure situations that a lot of people deem stressful, but I thrive in these environments. I can move fast paced while accurate. I'm really good at scheduling and figuring out how things need to be done, and I'm able to get things done effectively, and I don't really feel the burden of pressure. It's kind of exciting to me. What you did there is you let them know, like, look, this isn't going to be a problem. I thrive on this. And if you're a hiring manager or a recruiter or an HR person and you're asking this interview question, that's kind of exactly what you want to hear. That when they get in the moment and when they are dealing with this, they're like, absolutely, I've got this, don't worry. Now, a bonus here, and this is something that I would personally do if I was answering this interview question, is I would almost have a little bit of a motto. Like when I'm answering it, I'd go through all these steps and then I go, the way I feel about stress is stressing doesn't really help you. The best way to deal with stress is to take action. So instead of being bothered or weighed down by stress, my viewpoint has always been, well, here's what I'm dealing with. Let's make a plan and let's jump into action. And this lets them know that you are very comfortable in the environment and you have a mindset on how to deal with this, which means that you are probably quite effective in dealing with this, you are used to it, and you won't be deterred by that if the job entails a lot of this, which it probably will if they're asking you the question. Now, I'm gonna go through kind of a step-by-step on actually answering it for you myself. So I'm gonna pretend like I'm the candidate, and they said to me, hey Ben, how do you deal with pressure or stressful situations? And my response is, that's actually quite common in my job. And I've gotten quite used to it. I deal with high pressure situations pretty much on a day-to-day basis. And for me, I've become quite accustomed to excelling in these environments. The way I typically deal with it is through a combination of both scheduling and proactive communication. So I really lean on my outlook to schedule priorities, block off time so I can move effectively through the tasks I need to complete. But I'm also really cognizant that the way and the order in which I finish things are going to impact other people. So I reach out to my internal stakeholders and I give them timelines, I keep them updated, and I talk to my manager about priorities so we know what needs to be done first and what can be done after that. I think having a clear order of priorities allows you to focus on the different things and deal with the stress more effectively. And for me, the reality is I tend to thrive in these situations. I've always been that type of person who kind of likes the high pressure environment. It motivates me. So I don't mind it at all. It's an environment I thrive in, I kind of enjoy it, and I think some of my best work has been done in high pressure situations. Now, if you'll notice, while I was answering this question, I was smiling, I was at ease, I was talking through my plan, I talk about enjoying it, thriving it, being in it, and that is going to allow the person interviewing me to have a lot of comfort in how I would handle that situation, which is the outcome you want to achieve. Now, this video is done, but you should watch this one because this video is designed to help you tell the difference between a great recruiter and a not so great recruiter. That way you know if it makes sense for you to spend your time building a relationship with them. I also tell you how to find and identify these people in this video. So if you want to build relationships with recruiters so you can tap into the hidden job market, you gotta watch this.